This meeting is being recorded.
What's going on, y'all? This your boy, Chris Simmons, coming to you with another podcast episode. And as always, I'm with my partner in crime. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Sandra Cruz. What's going on with you, girl?
Oh, nothing. Just sitting here in this heat, man. It's really hot out here.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a little cool over here, man. Like it was hot this weekend. I actually went to the pool for a little bit. Got to go out in the pool on Saturday, and got to chill out there for a little bit because it was actually hot. It was like almost 90 degrees, but now
What?
it was like it's like 60 now. It don't make no sense. This way don't make no sense for real.
That's crazy. That's
Mhm.
that global warming for you.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on out here. This was just like I said, like some days we get really hot day. Like I know, like Memorial Day weekend coming up, it's supposed to be pretty hot for that weekend. It's supposed to be like in the upper 80s. I know that this weekend or this coming weekend, I know that I'm supposed to have a graduation party at my house. My mama is doing it. I have nothing to do with it, just because she was the one that said, "Oh, okay, we want to have a grad party." And usually, like people do it for high school grads, but I've never heard of like any college graduates really having a party. But my mom was like, "Yo, we should throw a party." I'm like, oh, "Okay, all right, y'all do what y'all want to do for real." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Like when I graduated college, I went to go eat with my family.
okay, yeah. So
So,
so it
and
was
I
like
got
something
to,
small though.
hmm?
It was like something small.
Yeah, like an intimate gathering. Because they all came down to see me graduate. I was going to school in Maryland,
Okay.
so it was pretty small. We just did dinner, but they didn't do, or if not, like if I know that they would have had dinner at the house anyhow, but that's all we did. It wasn't like a graduation party or anything. I wish so people would gave me money to pay my bills.
Oh man, yeah, sir. Yeah, that's how I be, man. I know that was. I know. I had collected some change, for my high school one. It was a lot. I mean, there was a good amount of people that showed up too. Like, I know, like I maybe had like 4 or 5 friends come by, but that's all. Hey, listen, as long I told my family, I said, man, if nobody show up, as long as y'all there, that's all that matters. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What matters. I
that's
don't
the
care
best
if
way to
anybody else
go.
show up. I don't really care, but like I said, as long as my family there, like that's really what I care about. So, but
Yeah, family's number one important, man.
yeah,
Especially in those times they support you. You feel like you have a solid foundation,
right,
back you up, which is really important.
exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going back down to Cincinnati on Friday, spend the weekend there,
Ooh,
come back up on Tuesday, and then probably spend another month, probably the whole month in June, and I'll probably move out sometime in July. It's just I gotta figure some things out with my cousin. I know we looking at some apartments. He went to 2 of them today. My cousin's actually down in Atlanta, so that's why I'm gonna relocate.
I love Atlanta.
Yep. So I'm actually relocating to Atlanta in sometime, hopefully in July. That was our
Yes.
plan. So I'm gonna be out of Kent, and I'm gonna be going down there. I'm gonna be going down to the South and
Started
spend some time down
south.
there. So
I used to live in Decatur.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, yep. I'm familiar with that area a little bit.
It's beautiful.
We were looking at some apartments out. Well, actually, I was, but I know my cousin. He wants to live near Sandy Springs, because that's where he's going to be working at. So,
Okay.
huh. So it's basically on him because I'm gonna be working remote. So
Okay.
for him, he's gonna have to go in. He's hybrid, so he'll have to go in the office a few days. Um,
Okay.
so yeah,
Oh
like I
my
said,
gosh. Well, good luck with that.
yep.
Then maybe at one point I can come visit you when I go to Florida or Atlanta. I can come
Oh
visit.
man, well, what's that gonna be? We talking about? Is that gonna be sometime soon, or I'm gonna have to wait 10 years for that?
No, probably sooner than that because I love Atlanta and I always go to Florida, so it'll probably be sooner than that.
Okay,
But if I go to Atlanta, it'd be like a quick weekend.
okay.
So
Well, if you do, let me know. Let me
sure
know.
will.
All right. All right then. Well, hey, listen, I'm still on the basic plan for Zoom. I don't know why
I
Zoom
love it.
decided to cut me off at 40 minutes, even though I've been doing this for over a year, and this has not happened. but now Zoom want to catch people for using the free version. So now they want to try to make you upgrade to the pro plan, which is I ain't gonna do that. So I'm gonna have to figure out something. I'm still trying to figure something out with Teams to get longer recording sessions, but I somehow I still can't find a record button for Teams. I don't know. I try to look it up today, try to mess with it, but I don't know why it don't show up. So I have to continue to keep researching. But in the time being, we're going to use Zoom, and we're going to get right into the show today, just because, like I said, we're running on limited time. So today, I want to get into this. I want to get into this topic, and you know how I always do. I always like to start it off with something I learned over the past week or two or whatever. So I had attended my online service yesterday, so on Sunday, and I found the message yesterday very interesting. You know what I mean? And we all see what's going on in the world, depending on what part of the world you in. I know over here in the U.S. and over where you at, Sandra, I know we had this conversation earlier, and I think we just understand, like, the world is just crazy, man. The world is crazy. It's very crazy. But that's why, like, as messed up as it is, that's where you still gotta make the best use of your day and time that you can. You know what I'm saying? As bad as stuff is out here, you still have to be able to go out and live out your best day, man. And so I wanted to mention that because I know, like, sometimes when people ask you, especially like, when I used to come home from school, you know what I'm saying? Or I would, come home from work or whatever, my parents would be like, so how's your day today, son? Some people will ask you like, oh, how's your day been so far? That's how people start our conversations. Some people give a variety of answers. Some people be like, oh, it was just good. Or some people like, oh man, my day is horrible. My day was horrible. Or some people just be like, man, it was a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, rarely do you ever hear people, really be like, oh, my day is fantastic. My day is phenomenal. You rarely ever hear any positive words, any positive meanings, when people are describing their day. Usually, the most common thing when you ask somebody how their days, man, they just go like, oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, it's just all right. You know what I'm saying?
I think, like, people are so trained to feel that way, or so trained to just say that, because even when people ask me from a day-to-day perspective and I'm like, oh, good, and you, and that's just it, and it's just for pleasantry, for pleasant conversation. But how many people really think about it and say, like you said, oh, I had a fantastic, beautiful day?
Right.
Not very many.
Exactly. And so, one thing that really struck me from what I learned yesterday is usually when people are not having the best of days and get wait a minute. Okay, there we go. I heard myself echo for a minute, but we good now. I was like, what? But anyway, like I said, a lot of people, when they're not having their best days, and granted, not every day is gonna, bring the same thing. Every day comes with something different. But usually when people are not feeling, when people have like a consistent pattern of having horrible days, right? Usually that means is that people really don't have a sense of purpose or community in terms of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you ask somebody, like, for example, somebody who works, a regular job. Most people are gonna be like, oh, it's just work. It ain't nothing. Or people like, man, I can't stand working here. I just gotta do it just because I gotta do this and that. A lot of people give those responses or do not feel like their days are any better than what they're used to, is because there's no sense of purpose in what they're doing. See, if you had a sense of purpose in what you do, you would change your response from good to great to phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, there are people who do have really great days. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing what they love to do. Like if you ask somebody like who just got back from vacation, oh, how was your vacation? Oh, we had the best time. Oh, we went to this restaurant. We went by the beach. Oh, we got to go out to this amusement park. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Because there are great days because of the things that people do in the day. And not only that, the relationships and the sense of purpose and community that people have in those days. So if every day that you live is like, oh, okay, I'm just doing all right. I'm just trying to get by. It's just another day. I'm just gonna do the same old thing, and I'm gonna come home and not do anything about it. See, if you got that mentality, we gotta get you up out that mentality, right? You have to, and again, I've said this before, but sometimes things need to get repeated. Sometimes when you are going throughout your day, you have to, again, you get 24 hours in a day. So you really have to spend your time doing something that is going to give you a sense of purpose. I don't know what that is for you. It's very different for everybody. Like for me, like I'm having a great day so far. The reason I'm having a great day so far is because I got to work out and I'm on this podcast. I'm doing something that I love to do. And so who says that you can't treat your days like you on vacation? Who's telling you that you have to go through life, you have to go through the motions and only feel great for like 2 weeks out the year, or maybe 2 days out the week, which is the weekends? Why is it that,
But you made like asking that question is so trivial because it's important, because you mentioned something and you said perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people think, and this is where I think, they have 2 days because it's the weekend, they don't have to worry about anything, but they haven't changed their mindset, because their mindset set I can't even speak today. Their mindset really is focused on, oh, well, today I woke up and I'm not happy, because they think the happiness comes. They think that that's something that just knocks on their door and it just shows up. No, happiness is something you choose. Perspective is something you choose. Mm-hmm. Because if you choose to have a good day, then everything that happens within that day is a lesson learned. So, for example, today, the whole Amazon thing, I was on the phone with them and they just totally annoyed me. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm not going to let this bother me or that bother me. So it just depends how your mindset is. And like you said, where you choose to go. It's all about mindset. So what purpose do I have? Where am I going with what I've learned, with what I'm doing? What do I want to do with myself, with my life? So when you have direction and purpose, your mindset completely changes, and it changes to a positive mindset. And when you have a positive mindset, no matter what happens to you, you start to think about, wow, where's the lesson in all of this? Instead of, oh, I had such a bad day, I'm all right. And that's when you begin to really say, actually, I've had a really beautiful day. Actually, I've had a superb day. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't see that, though. They become complacent. Mm-hmm. So they become complacent with just waking up and doing the same old thing day in and day out, because they don't know any better. They think that this is something that just happens, because that's what I want to take it even further. Society has taught them, like, happiness only comes because you've achieved certain goal, or you've bought certain car, or you've done something certain, when they don't really realize that happiness is something you choose in here, and it's emotional, it's internal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also it's all about how you start your day too. That can give you that momentum. So that's why, like I've told you guys before, like that's why I start my day with workout, because I like that feeling of, just feeling good, like feeling good that, working out gives you that sense of accomplishment. Because, like I said, like when you're working out, you pushing yourself, you pushing your body, and like you like almost like setting like personal like records for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say like maybe like on the bench press, maybe one day I I got 250, but then like the next day I got like 275. Like that just kind of gives me that positive energy going forward, because I'm like, man, like I just accomplished something, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, it just gives me off to a great start, because it prepares me, you know, for any challenges that could come my way throughout the day. So because I mentally prepare myself and physically prepare myself for anything that might come, I just feel like invincible throughout the day. And even let's say like maybe you're not as passionate about working out like as I am. Another thing that I do is every morning so far I talk to somebody from the church that I go to, and you know, he's like he's like my mentor. I call him like my mentor, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, we work on some stuff, you know, we work on some personal stuff. I mean, that's personal, so I'm not gonna really bring that up. But one thing I do appreciate is how every day we start off with a prayer. And one question he always asks me is, what are you grateful for today? You know what
Attitude,
I'm saying?
gratitude. I love it.
When is the last time you have ever stopped and really took the time to think about, what are you already grateful for, man? See, we're always so worried about trying to focus on what we don't have. And we always focus on, oh, that person has the car that I want. That person has the house. That person has the job that I want. That person has the clothes that I want. Like we get so, our mind gets so discombobulated with things that don't matter. And that's another thing. Sometimes we fill our space with things that don't matter. See, another point that I got from yesterday's sermon was, it's better to have less of what doesn't matter and more of what matters. Let me say that again. It's better to have less of what doesn't matter and more of what matters. You know what I'm saying? So if you
Yep.
feeling your day, so if you around some people that's giving you stress, that's giving you anxiousness, and every day that you go to them, they give you drama, they always reminding you of stuff that you did in your past. If you're around those type of people, of course it's gonna make you miserable every day.
Let that go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's quality versus quantity. I can have 1,000 apartments, but not have quality apartments, kind of type of thing. Now we're talking about you on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's better to have, what was it? Less of
What
less
doesn't
of
matter.
what doesn't matter and more of what
What
does.
matters.
So
Yep.
what matters is the next question. What is it that matters to these folks out here? What matters to you personally? You know, a lot of people don't think that way. They think that, well, once I reach this, then I have everything I want. And then I reach this, having XYZ, whatever it is, then I'll be okay. And they never reach that moment of pure happiness,
Mm-hmm.
of pure stepping forward,
Right.
of pure becoming unstuck. They're
Right.
still stuck in the same place because their perception on where they need to go, they think is what's going to make them happy.
Right. And
And
sometimes like it's not in the material things either. Like we get so caught up in thinking like, oh, if I just had this car, I'd be happy. If I had more money. But more money don't necessarily equate to happiness. You know why? Because the relationships is what, from every older person that I've talked to, they've always told me how, like, especially when they got kids, they would rather give up a high paying job to spend more time with their kids. Like I said, my mentor, again, when I talked to him this morning, he told me he was the executive chef for the Holiday Inn. He was executive chef. He was in a great position, but he said he couldn't do it because he wanted to spend more time with his kids. And again, that's powerful. You know why? Because some people be like, man, like I gotta go out here and get this money. You know, I gotta go out here and get this bag. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having money. I'm not saying, you know, don't go out here and make it happen. But if it's compromising something that's more important to you than more value to you, I would rather, if I had kids, which I don't, you know what I'm saying? But if I had a
I don't.
family and knowing how much my family meant to me, I would spend more time with my family, or I would try to find another job that could allow me to spend more time with my family. Because why? Because my family is the most important to me. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I think? You know what I think, Chris? You made such a vital point. A lot of people don't see the options that there are out there. So they limit themselves in their thinking. Again, mindset to I've got to work to create this. I've got to, in order for me to be able to spend time with my family, or no, in order for me to, 1 second, in order for me to pay rent so that my family can live, breathe, and eat, I have to work 16 hours a day. And that's not so,
Right. And
because they
sometimes
can
like
have a balance.
and sometimes like, you know, you think like, okay, like, yeah, I'm giving my kids everything, but you really think like your kids don't know anything about that. You know what I'm saying? Like your kids just want to spend time with you for real.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like your kids don't know about, they ain't seeing what you seeing. They seeing, oh, my mama ain't around. My daddy ain't around. When daddy gonna come home, when mama gonna come home. So you gotta really think like at the end of the day, your kids, man, and this is just an example, but like in this example, like your kids, bro, they see value in you. They ain't think about, the money you making or anything like that. They just want to spend time. Like as a kid, like I know when I was a kid, that's all I wanted. I'd be like, where my mama? Where my daddy at? You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted them. I just wanted them to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that connection with them. So again,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you value? What is it that you value? Do you value? Would you rather have a $1 billion mansion where you got to pay bills on bills on bills, and you got to work extra hard to keep up with the payments, or would you rather have a nice moderate sized house where there's peace? I'd rather have peace. You know what I'm saying? Than have to worry about having all this stuff and having to make payments on everything, and having to work 2 times as hard just to keep up with everything. You know what I'm saying? So again, what is it that matters to you?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about mindset. What matters to you the most? And I think that too, it's not about working hard, it's about being smarter, working smarter. Because a lot of people think, well, I got to work so hard. But if you work smarter, you can have everything you want. And that doesn't, and I'm not talking about materialism. Oh, I'm going to work smarter so I can have the best car of the year. I mean, if that's what you want, and you don't have kids, you don't have to worry about anybody else, and this is something you gifted yourself, then that's fine. We're not taking that away from people. But I think the message here is, how do I work smarter? How do I change my mindset to really see what I value the most?
Mm-hmm.
That'll make me happier.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't have that. They don't know. They're lost
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know what they value. They don't know where they're going. And you said it before, they don't know, like, okay, they don't have a goal or a purpose in life to stand by and say, okay, I want to do X, Y, and Z and keep it going. A lot of people just become complacent.
Yeah. And again, that goes back to like, what are you filling your space with? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What influences are you surrounding yourself with? Because at the end of the day, the biggest thing that I realize is that, a lot of it, a lot of people, they may think like, oh, it's money that I'm missing. Oh, it's this house that I'm missing. Oh, it's this car that I'm missing that's making me miserable. But yet again, there are millionaires who have everything that you could possibly think of, but they still ain't happy. Why? Because it's not necessarily about the materialistic things, it's about the relationships, because we have been born with feelings and emotions and we want a sense of community. That's why what I learned also is that, they do a ranking of the 50 best states that people want to, or the 50 happiest states. I don't know who ranks them, but I heard that my state, Ohio, was ranked down at the bottom. It was ranked 44, which which
Dang.
this is what I learned yesterday. Apparently, Ohio is ranked 44 out of 50. as the happiest stage, which means people don't like coming here. People ain't coming to Ohio. You know what the happiest state is? The happiest state that I actually learned was Hawaii, which makes sense because again, the weather nice. Now I've never been to Hawaii, but my parents have. They said it was beautiful over there.
Really?
So I might check it out.
The other way around.
Huh?
Hawaii is beautiful. I've never been to Hawaii, but I thought it would be the other way around because there's a lot of meth use out there. There's a lot of drug use, they say, out there. So I would have thought it was the other way around. That's pretty interesting, though.
Well, that's interesting. Well, I wouldn't have known that just because like I'd never been out there. But apparently, hey, according to somebody's opinion, or somebody's ranking, it's the happiest state to be in. And
Good.
if you exclude weather, because if you come to Ohio, be prepared. It ain't like the summer. I mean, it gets hot, but then in the winter, you actually gotta wear a coat. Like the jacket's not gonna do it.
You know how they probably based it? I'm pretty sure that they use this as a calculation and within their research is the fact that it's always sunny most of the time and it's tropical.
Yeah.
And so sun gives you a lot of vitamin D and it helps with your neurotransmitters and, like your serotonin and things of that nature. So it helps you. That's what vitamin D does. So I'm pretty sure they probably use some scientific knowledge to back that up. But that's crazy. I wonder what Puerto Rico ranked.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably, I hope we're not 45 or 46.
No, 45 is Kentucky, which makes sense because Kentucky. Now, Kentucky. Man, I'm sorry, Kentucky. I've been to Kentucky because right on the border of Cincinnati, which is where I grew up, and I've been to Kentucky plenty of times. Just be like, man, ain't nothing out here, but one thing. That despite the weather, despite the landmarks, because again, there's nothing to do with Kentucky, and there's rarely anything to do in Ohio as well. But a lot of people have based their feelings off of a sense of community and purpose. So a lot of people, when they move over here, they don't feel like they belong because the environment is very different. And I've noticed it too, because like the sense of community here, people, man, I'll tell you right now, especially in the wintertime, they nasty. They just got a different demeanor. Whereas like you be trying to say hi, they just wait. I'm like, what? I'm like, did I offend you? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, like how the further south that I go, and in those states that has those warmer climates, the sense of community is different. Like I go to a restaurant in Tennessee. They got them southern accents on. They like, oh, how y'all doing? They're like, I love the South. They'd be like, so how would you like your tea, sweet pea? You know what I'm saying? Like they make you feel like you welcome. But up here it's like, oh, what you want? They're like, hurry up.
Listen, now that you say that, I lived in Puerto Rico. I mean, I lived in the New York and Connecticut area, tri-state. People don't even look at you. You move out the way. Okay. And a lot of that has to do with weather. A lot of it has to do, like you said, whether you're up north, down south, and most importantly, the relationship that people have with themselves. Because if you don't give yourself love and you don't love yourself, you can't be nice to other people. It's not going to happen. You're not going to give this open air to others. So anytime somebody talks to you, like you said, did I offend you? It's gonna be that type of reaction because they hate themselves. They're not happy with themselves. So again, I think it has all those factors to do with it. And like you said, a sense of community. Some people really do love themselves but are missing like that sense of community. But some people, even with a sense of community, don't seek for it because they have internal issues that they're not handling, that they're running from. So you've got to create your foundation and love yourself. Or like I say, give yourself bits of love and make sure that you're okay with yourself. Because once you're okay with yourself, then you start to say, okay, well, I want to be a part of this community. I want to grasp everything that's going on. And I want that sense. I want to live a part of this. Mm-hmm. But if you're not, you're going to recoil like into a cocoon all by yourself in a depression. And no matter what you do, nothing is ever going to be great for you
Right.
You're always going to live in that constant depression. So those are some factors to think about too.
Mm-hmm.
So again, what is it that you want for yourself?
Mm-hmm. Right.
How do you want to live?
Exactly. And again, we've been created to live an abundant life here on earth. You know, a lot of
Yes.
people like, man, I gotta wait till the end of my life. Like, why? You living right now.
Okay.
It's like, bro, like, why you gotta wait to the end of your
Yeah.
life? It's like, bro, you got time now. Make the best out of every single day. You have to be the one to go do that, man. You can't sit back and be like, man, I'm just gonna wait, for opportunities and people to come. No, you gotta go down. You know what I'm saying? I was with a friend yesterday up in Cleveland, man. He was from Florida. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, why would you come up to Cleveland when you was in Florida? It don't make sense.
Yeah.
But you know what? He loves being in Cleveland because he has a sense of community. I got to see it yesterday. I was with his people. He got all types of people that know him, man. It like, man, I just, me and him was talking last night, on the back, in the back of the house. And he was like, yeah, man, I feel like I made this city mine for real. Because I put myself out here and I got to meet people, and people have really took me in and have really nurtured me and took care of me. Now the way they nurtured me was a little different. I don't agree with it because the stuff he involved in is a little different. But again, he still got a sense of community because of how he put himself out here, and the fact that he went out and made himself available to people because he knew what he was about. He knew that, okay, like if I go out and really be nice to other people, they're gonna be nice back. And that's why people respect him so much, because he's a nice guy. He's very personable. He has that, he kind of has that butterfly effect. So again, it's like, if you think that, oh, like I'm just gonna sit back and just wait for things to come, you wasting your time. If you want to go out and meet somebody, go out to talk to somebody. People act like they can't talk to nobody now. If you want to go out and make money, it's like, bro, you got to go get it, man. Like, get to work. Like, start your business, man. Come with a blueprint. Go out and apply for jobs. Like, go out and do something that you want to do. There's so many things out here, man. You don't have to be limited to one. You don't have to just be like, oh, okay, like I'm doing this right now. I don't have any time to do anything else. You've been created with gifts, not a gift. You've been given gifts, multiple, plural. So again, if you got a singing talent, if you can write, if you can dance, like one of my friends, if you can, if you can fix cars, like if you got all those talents, man, use them. But again, you got to discover, what it is, and you got to, really take time to yourself and figure out, okay, what is it that I'm good at? What is it that I'm naturally good at? What is it that when people notice me? Again, sometimes people can point out stuff that you don't realize. Sometimes people will like let you know, like, man, like you should go do this. I'm sure you've heard that. You've heard that from people before. Like, people have noticed something about you. That ain't no coincidence. That's something that's been created by God, because again, through God, nothing is impossible. So again, if you got like some dream or some thought that come in your mind, or if you got people telling you like, oh yeah, I feel like you should go into this, it ain't no coincidence. That's a gift. That's a gift that they see in you, that God has placed in you. So again, you gotta start paying attention. But if you keep paying attention to other people and what they doing, you ain't never gonna see it for yourself. So really, that's, again, take that however you want to, man. I know we're running short on time, but again, man, it's all about having that sense of community with not just with other people, within yourself, and knowing like what you worth, and knowing that what you value is going to be meaningful. Because again, you wouldn't have been created if you didn't bring value to what God wanted you to do. So keep that in mind.
And I always say, like, if you can't figure out and you feel stuck in what you want to do, because a lot of people have that issue, find a coach, find somebody. Heck, call me. Call me. That's what we're here for. That's what coaches do. They help you find the path, or a mentor, because they're coaches are mentors. They're your accountability partner. They're your mentor. They're going to guide you through your process, not theirs, but yours.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's a great point. Speaking of that, man, hey, listen, if you trying to connect with us some more, hit us up on Instagram. My Instagram is at Disinfectio Life, as you already know, no spaces, no capitals. And you can also find Sandra on Instagram at Sandy Yvette. If you go to my page, you can see that I tag her in all the little clips that I post on there. So you should be able to directly get access to her page. So definitely go check us out, man. Like I said, connect with us, ask us questions, let us know, give us some feedback about how the show is, man. Let us know. Like, do you enjoy what we talking about? Is it something that you would like us to talk about? Just let us know, man. Let us know, man. We would love to connect with y'all and really be a part of that. And in terms of me, definitely go check out the book, Step Towards Your Purpose, man. Like I said, got a lot of great nuggets in there. And then definitely go check out the merch, man. Definitely go check out the merch, man. If you just want to wear something, make you feel like you proud, make you feel like, man, like I'm out here, I got that positive affirmation on my shirt. Just go check out my merch, man. It's still on sale as of today. So definitely go check that out as well as my book. But I think that's a wrap, man. Like I said, man. Like I said, I'm gonna work on trying to get something else, man. I need to do research. I'm trying to do some research, but it's all good though. I'm gonna try to figure out something else that we can use to have a little bit longer episodes. But nonetheless, man, it was still a great episode, man. This your boy Chris Simmons, alongside my partner in crime, Sandra Cruz. We out, y'all. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Peace.